Hey everyone, it's Stephanie 1111 Witchy Babe, and I am back with a pick a card reading. This is going to be different. So I am going to be, well, I shouldn't say I'm going to be because none of us really know what exactly is going to be happening. But as long as I can, I will be continuing to come to you with lighthearted readings, things that we want to listen to, things that you want to hear, things that make you feel good. I'm not going to be diving into shadow aspect readings going forward, or anything that is negative going forward until things settle down in the current climate, because I don't think that we need any more of it. We have enough that we have to deal with, right? So, but I did want to do a somewhat serious reading before I started on the more fun stuff, the more lighthearted things. And this is a reading if you are incredibly stressed out right now. This is what your guides, what your the universe, what they want you to be focusing on while you're dealing with your reality, whatever that is for you at this time. The further lessons that are in that. So the title, I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I think it's going to be something along the lines of just, if you're stressed out, click here. Because that's all I can think about with this pick a card. This is if you're stressed out, if you're worried, if you're anxious, for multiple different reasons, for what's going on with the whole world right now with this virus, to the financial impact, to your mental health, to whatever it is, this is the reading for you to listen to. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but we're going to dive on in and find out, because I was directed over and over and over again for the last week to get this done. So go ahead. You see your selection there. We have Boundaries, Priestess, and Birthing in a New Age. If you wanted to listen to all three, listen to all three. If you want to listen to one in particular, listen to that one. Whatever you're wanting to do, go ahead and make your selection, and you can take a look at the timestamps below and check that out. You can check out my description box for all the information of the places to find me, especially if you are stuck in quarantine. As the days progress and are looking to expand your social media followings, you can find all my information there. I am still running 2 of the Facebook groups. I was running 3. I stepped away from 1 because I felt I was going to be called to focus on other things, and well, it looks like that is the case. So you can check out my Facebook groups below if you're looking for a community of like-minded people to join. But yeah, before I begin, I have a couple things to go over. If you notice this card over here, we have the Follow Your Heart's Desires and Manifest the Heck Out of Your Life. And now I am pulling a card each day for myself and the people that I'll be reading that day. And today happened to be a day that I'm doing collective readings. So make sure that you are following your heart's desires and manifesting the heck out of your life. And this is going to be a time period that I believe it's going to take some time for us to get back to some sense of normal. So you might have a lot of downtime and to work on your manifestation abilities. This energy was coming over and over again in my private readings and in a lot of my readings for Aquarian energy in particular over the last really year, but especially started to hype up in the last couple months, ever since I would say the fall, of really a new age coming, a new beginning, a new birth, and a lot of work that it takes to get there. So I do feel like you are going to have some downtime in order to really kind of iron out the kinks of your own life and your own spiritual progress. But I will say with that, we don't change without pain. We don't change without revelations and without understanding new truths. So hang on in there throughout all of this. But there's a lot of change to come, and that's just a channeled message I've gotten over and over and over for the last 2 years, that 2020 was the year of change. So if you've been following me a while, you know I've talked about that. But I'm not here today to go on any type of rant. Maybe I will at some point if I have the time. But you guys have been keeping me very, very busy with personal readings. And if you would like to book a personalized reading, you can with me on my website. I will be trying to go live on Facebook, on my page, not just the group, as much as humanly possible over this time to try to give back to you guys in a free way. But if you are able to and wanting to book a personal reading, you can do that at my website, 1111witchybabe.com. Okay, so let's dive on into the reading. I will see you at your selection. Hello, group one, group boundaries, I should say. So if you were attracted to this card, this is going to be your reading. And this is going to be a message of the things that you're needing to focus on during this time, and anything to help relieve some of your anxiety, some of your stress, whatever you're needing to know, whatever needs to come out. I really don't even know what questions I have, but I'm just following the energy as guided. So I'm going to prop this back here. A reminder before I begin, this is a general energy reading. It is so important you comprehend this. This is a general energy reading. It is not a reading for your personal energy. If anything I say makes you feel worse than you already do, I want you to get off of the reading immediately. I don't want your view. So please understand that. These messages need to go out to maybe just 3 different people, or maybe one person that's going to listen to all 3, but it has to be done. I don't know what it's going to be. So don't hang on with me if I'm making you uncomfortable or upset. And do not come back at me in the comments if you're uncomfortable or upset after this warning. I'm telling you, don't try me. I will warn you guys, and I will try to protect you from anything that is negative or you might not want to hear. But if I give you that warning, you ignore me and you come at me, I'm gonna come at you just as hard. Just letting you know. Anyway, let's dive on into this reading. But it's really important you guys realize that this is not, if there's anything said that upsets you or makes you feel anxious or anything, that is not what I'm trying to do. So you need to click off the reading because it's not for you. This is supposed to help you understand things in your own life, questions you might have that might be related to a lot of different topics, but it's not made to make you feel bad. So let's see, boundaries. I think it's interesting. I laid down my boundaries about don't come at me in the comments negatively because you don't like what I say. You guys, I think in this period are going to learn how to lay down some seriously hard boundaries for others, and really defining your space and not letting all of the other people's attention and demands and what they want from you, affect your peace. This is a period of time where you're going to find that no matter what is happening around you, you always can find this peace within you. You always can find that light within you that connects you and grounds you into the earth and grounds you into this experience. So you are an observer and it's not happening to you. Okay, that is something you're going to be learning this time. You are going to be, I'm feeling very isolated at this time, as a lot of us are going to be. But even if you are in some sort of situation where there's other people around, you're not going to feel very connected to them. This is a time for you to reconnect with yourself. Okay, let's see, because I do believe going forward, this is making me remind me of a reading I recently did, a reading that's posted on here. I don't remember which one, but I was telling the group that there's going to be a lot of people that need their time and attention coming soon, and they're going to have to learn how to basically say no, and also how to protect their energy because they're going to have so much attention and so much desire for them. And I still believe that is coming for you guys. How is that coming? It could come in a lot of different ways. And I get the sense that this is something that extends past this current crisis that we are all in together. This is something that is in the future, like the further future than maybe the next couple of months, where you are going to be on some sort of stage, per se, a public stage where there's going to be attention towards you, and you're going to need to learn how to manage your energy and not let people get too close that are just draining you. I'm hearing reciprocation. They're going to need to reciprocate the energy back in order to be in your inner circle. Okay, so what does my group one need to know? How can we help? Yes, so we have be grateful. You have much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. I believe that this is going to be a time where you learn how to be grateful for all the things that you maybe never noticed before. I'm just getting the sense of like the small things. And I do feel like even if you're like at like, just got laid off, and you have no idea how you're going to make your bills and you're freaking out, there's some sort of celebration at the end of all this. There's some sort of something happens. You end up... I don't want to use material things here. I was like trying to avoid talking about like finances and things, but I do feel like there is some sort of surge for you when all is said and done here. There's something that you're able to celebrate, and maybe it's just because there's a total change in what's important. Maybe it's not celebrating a financial gain or a physical gain, but it's celebrating a relationship, celebrating your own personal strength, celebrating your loved ones, celebrating a new way of being, a new way of thinking, celebrating your community. Maybe, at the end of the day, you see how your community came together in a time of crisis, and it's just, there's a big celebration for you all. I have been, I don't know where it's coming from, but they're kept on like these flashes and images of parties, and I kept reading things about parties and parties and parties and parties, right? And I don't know why, but maybe there's something there to do with it. Maybe there is this celebration at the end of all of this, that somehow comes together. But I get the sense that it's just not something you can see right now. It's hidden by what's currently going on, and your guides are wanting you to look for the small things, like look for the small things that make you happy and appreciate them. So the more you can do that, it's not that, what is it? It's not like it's when you appreciate things, you get more good things necessarily, right? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And that's not to say that you're not appreciative enough or you're ungrateful and that's why you're not getting things. But sometimes when you appreciate things, the small things, you start to appreciate more things, and it makes you feel like you are receiving more because you are just more grateful overall. So if you can appreciate what you have instead of focusing on what you don't have at this time, that's something that I feel is going to really be a big transformational point for you and the energy that she'll be carrying. So let's see what else. The Queen of Winter. You are strong. You are patient. You are self-sufficient. You are funny. This is letting go of things or people that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career, unmarried or divorced individuals. So obviously right now, if you are currently in a situation where your career is on halt, you're not able to do that, and that might cause a lot of stress. But now is the time to realize that you are self-sufficient and you are smart and you are patient and you are strong and you can see beyond this. Maybe now is the time for you to go and work on your resume again. Maybe now is the time to dive into that hobby that you have and see what you can do with it in a financial way. Maybe now is the time to take a look at your career and see, does it even serve you? Or is this the perfect opportunity to get the hell out of it and get into something else? Is there something that's calling you? I feel like for a lot of you, you guys are designed to be of service of others, to help others. And that's why you have this strong pull to make sure you have good boundaries, because if you're somebody that is here to serve others, you are going to have others coming to you that want to be served, and you need to make sure your boundaries are strong. But this is going to take patience, and this is going to take you being able to trust yourself and rely on yourself, and to be able to get yourself out of any consistent negative patterns of thinking. I feel like comedy is something that's going to be really helpful to you if you can try to zone in on things like that, watching stand up while you're home, whatever it is. But I also feel like learning some sort of new skill, even if it's something as simple as, like, let's say you don't know how to change a lock, right? And you don't need to change any locks, but you don't know how to change a lock and you have some time and you have locks that you could tinker around with and figure out. Pull up YouTube and look up how to change a lock and change your lock on your door, whatever. Like, I don't know why that's an example, but I feel like could be little things that you can do, especially if you start to feel like, you're stuck or you're not able to do anything and you're really having this drive to work on something. There's little things that you can pick up and learn how to do, especially with access to the internet. There's so much information. So use that energy and use the excess time that you may be having soon in order to focus on that. And if you guys are somebody that's continuing to work, this is going to be a really good time for you to put a lot of your excess stress and energy into that, to transmute it into focusing on your career. For those of you like myself, where you are somebody that works for yourself and you are lucky enough to be a remote worker on top of that, this is a prime time to be focused in on your career and your development, because you are going to have a lot more eyes on you that are at home right now. So this will be a prime time to get into these things or to continue working on these things that, where you're reaching audiences on YouTube or you're reaching audiences on your blog or your, whatever it is. So this is the time to be focused and to be self-sufficient and to continuing that push and that drive. All right, we have the wheel. We have the wheel, but it's reversed, guys. And so there is a delay. I'm not saying things are turning for the worst. I'm not going to say those things. If you want to take that as the wheel reverse, which I know that's the technical definition, then you can, if that's what you want. But what I'm saying is there's a delay. You're going to feel stuck. Everybody's going to feel stuck, but you guys are going to feel extra stuck. And I'm just feeling like this is your time to push through that feeling and keep working towards a goal that you know is there for you. Because I feel like every single one of you watching this video, deep in your heart knows this already. And you already know that this is your time to iron out the details, put in that extra work. This is the time to really make things, prepare things for you for your next chapter. And I feel like you've been feeling this coming for a while, and that yes, there's a delay here. Yes, this is an unexpected change of not that great of luck of what we're all facing together. Yes, you can't travel. You're probably not necessarily getting a new car right now. Maybe you are, but maybe not. But in the end, it's going to create a very positive beginning for you. Something that you've been wanting. So let me go ahead and get some further oracles and I'll be done here. Okay, so we have, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm not going to ruin it. But Medicine Woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. Ostara, fertility. It is a perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. What was I talking about? That's literally the best card to explain this entire reading, is that fertility card. This is the time to do the things that you have been wanting to do, but you hadn't had time to. This is the time to hyper focus on those things, because those things are somehow correlated with your new beginning once the world is no longer in the midst of extreme chaos. Because right now, I mean, everybody's stuck. Nobody's making any big moves. We're all taking it kind of hour by hour. So you are in a gestation period, basically. You are waiting to rebirth a new you, a new environment. Environment keeps coming up so much. There's just it's a new way of being for you coming. And this might have something to do with divine healing power. Maybe you're going to start studying more about Reiki, studying more about energy work. Maybe you are going to be studying more about natural medicine options, learning how to, we're hitting spring, learning how to grow things that you can grow with what you have, learning the different properties of plants, things of that nature. Yeah, so what's the final word here? Sorry, this deck went a little haywire. I had cards all over the place. Okay, here we go. Well, that's not really a final word, so I'm getting no. This card has a yes, this deck has a yes and a no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So if there's anything you were planning on doing or questioning about doing, there is your answer. So can I get a real final word that applies for everyone? Trust the niggle. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? What are you being guided to focus on? You need to trust it. For some of you, this feeling is very loud, very, very loud, I'm hearing. And like your guides don't understand why you haven't gotten the idea yet. For others of you, this is very quiet and soft. This is just you beginning your journey, and you're having to just listen to it. So you already know what I'm talking about. You need to do it. You need to put your focus and energy into it. Don't just sit there. If you have time off right now, you're out of work, don't sit there and just watch the news cycle over and over. Don't sit there and zone out to Netflix the whole time. Do the work that you know that you're being pushed to do. And that's, I mean, part of it might be spiritual work, but I feel like this is work. Do the research, set the foundation, learn what you're needing to learn, and get it going. So whenever things are starting to head back to normal, you can be ready to step into this new path and this new way of being. Okay? So that's going to be it for my group 1, my group boundaries. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys would like to see over this period of time. I have some readings that I had lined up prior to, but I don't really know, if you guys have any suggestions of what you would like to see, or if you want me just to keep on, doing the type of stuff that I normally do. I am going to be, I'm still debating if I'm going to do all signs for April, but because I don't like to lie when I see negative things, and I don't want to also feed into negativity, but let me know. Do you guys want to see April's readings for all signs for me? What are you wanting to do there? I do appreciate all your guys' opinions. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good day whenever you're watching this, and I hope this helps. Again, if it didn't, I really hope you're not listening to this right now, because I hope you already clicked off. And I will see you guys next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, okay? All right, I'll see you next time. Hello, Group Priestess, Group 2. So this is going to be your reading, and I would like to put a massive disclaimer. I normally do this every time, but this is really, really, really important. You understand this. This is a general energy reading. This is not a reading for your personal energy. I don't know what's going to come out in this reading. I do all my cards live, so I have no idea what's going to happen until it happens. So I don't know what messages I'm going to need to give. If I say anything that makes you feel even more anxious or more upset or more depressed than you already were before you clicked onto this video, I want you to immediately click out. I do not want your view. I don't want your time here, because I don't want to make you feel bad. But I will always give the messages that I know need to go out, because I know there's at least one person that has to hear it. So that is my big disclaimer. Take only what resonates, leave behind anything that's upsetting and doesn't. All right, so we have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? I feel like the people drawn to this card, you guys are really going to be stepping into a leadership role during this time. And I don't really want to make this a timed reading, but I have a feeling that majority of people will be watching this in the midst of all this chaos going on with the virus that we have right now. So, oh my goodness, I just got this little intuitive pull of, or other things in the future. Great. Anyway, not saying anything big and bad's coming. Just saying there's always something, right? There's always something that's going to stress us out as a collective. So, but this is definitely unprecedented times, and I feel like you, Group Priestess, are being called to lead. Now, my group 1 was being called to learn about boundaries and learn more about what they need to do and focus on and take some time to do that. But you guys are really being called to lead. You're being called to step into a leadership role. I feel like maybe some of you that are clicking this, I'm hearing, are medical. You work in the medical field, you're going to be on the front lines. You work in the grocery stores, you work in something that cannot shut down, and you will have to be there pulling the weight for the rest of us that depend on you for your services. And so you are really needing to recognize that this is a time that your soul has been preparing for. This is a role that you were made to step into. So to honor that. And for others of you, you aren't currently holding those roles, but you are going to be called to lead in some way. Be that in a spiritual manner, be that because of, maybe you're having to take on more responsibilities within your family. Maybe you're having to take more responsibilities to help take care of friends, or, help the community that you're in. You are going to be stepping into a role where you are naturally going to become a leader, whether you realize that or not at this point. So one thing is that you cannot be as scared of it. You need to step into that priestess role. You need to step into that role of a leader, of understanding that you are qualified to do this. I think a lot of you don't feel qualified. A lot of you feel like you're not necessarily good enough, and especially if you don't already hold some sort of position of power like that, you're like, what the hell are you talking about, Stephanie? It's there. It's in you. It's going to come out whether you believe it or not. So be ready and listen. So you're you come when you're called, because I feel like a lot of you are going to have a big significance in those that you touch with your leadership by coming when you're called. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to now put this card back. Seven of Summer. Yes, look at this. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making decision, and then confusion that arises from overanalyzing options. But the message that stands out to me with this is no more procrastinating. This is the time. This is the time. This is the energy. This is what you had been feeling build up, and we're wondering like, something's coming, something's coming, something's coming. I'm going to have to do something, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know what's coming, but I know it's coming. And this is it. And a lot of you, when you're watching this, may not know what exactly that is yet, but you will. You will probably soon after watching this. This might be an activation video for some of you, because right now the energy feels intense for me. Okay, so we have Princess of Summer. A new relationship or emotional experience. Invitation to social events. And a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. I feel like this is letting me know some of what this leadership role is going to be for you guys. So let's break this down a little bit. I'm going to take the card and look at it down here so I don't have to look through the camera. I do believe a lot of you are going to be going through very emotional experiences. And that can be good emotions, that can be bad emotions, that can be intense emotions, that can be picking up on the emotions of others and it just being a lot for you because you're an empath and you're just very sensitive to that. But you are going to have emotional experiences over this time period. And I feel like this invitation to social events, well, I don't think we're having that. Let's hope not. Not at least if you're watching this during this outbreak. But I feel like this invitation to social events, this is an invitation to lead other people. And maybe that might be directly in a physical way. Maybe that is something that's online. I do feel like you are going to have a lot of communication online, regardless of what you're doing. And you might be like, I think are going to be the people that your friends and your family come to kind of help them feel a little bit better with a compassionate friend that you can share your concerns with. That's you. You're embodying the Princess of Summer energy. And while, yes, you're a little bit inexperienced, I feel like a lot of you are just, you're not young, but you are probably the majority of my viewers, which are going to be like around my age. So like this 25 to 35, where it's like we're adults, but we're like barely adults, especially since we're kind of like the forever kids. And we're always seeking that adult, right? You're like, where's the adult in the room? Like the real one that can make the real decisions. And you are like graduating from that. You're going to be stepping into this priestess role, feeling like the Princess of Summer and coming out the Queen of Summer instead. You are going to be like, this is your initiation into true quote unquote adulthood. And I don't think any of us that kind of resonate with that will ever lose our childish spark, but you're no longer going to feel that you're too inexperienced to take on difficult situations. And this is going to show you and others. And little side note, this is going to be a resume pattern for some of you going on in the future to get better positions and more ability to negotiate your wages. Because you'll be able to say, hey, during this, I had to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D. And it's giving you that experience that you didn't have before, which creates a huge confidence boost on what you're able to do going forward. Okay, so let's see what else is going on here. One more tarot card, please. Thank you. Nine of Spring. Protect the fruits of your labor. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservatism. And I think that's something that we all resonate with. We're all going to have to conserve things a bit more. We are all going to, we're all facing something that we've never have faced together. The people that are alive now. We have not faced this before. So this is not gonna be easy for anyone. This is not gonna be easy for you, leaders. You are all going to be experiencing something you didn't experience before, on top of experiencing another thing you haven't experienced before, which is stepping into this leadership role and truly stepping into it. Okay. So the protect the fruits of your labors, I feel like that's being conservative on what you do, the money you spend. Um, I think that's a given. But I also feel like this is being careful with who you share your energy with, who you allow around you, because you got bigger things to do than deal with petty BS. Don't let, there's going to be people bored with nothing better to do and wants to see the world burn. And they don't deserve your time or attention or even a look in their direction, because you are a priestess. You are a priest, whatever you want to call yourself. You are not, you are beyond that type of mentality. So, okay, let's get some oracles for the last bits of messages here. Okay, so we have Sedina, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. I do believe if you guys have been worrying about, will you have the basic needs basic things that you need in order to survive? That yes, you're going to have your basic needs met. I do feel like everybody's going to have to pinch back a little bit. Everybody's going to be a little bit more uncomfortable than they're used to. But in regards to, will you have the things that you need? Yes, you will have the things that you need. So if you've been worried about that, your guides are wanting you to know that you are fine. You are going to have the things that you need. And you are going to have the things that you need in order to help the people that you need to help. You might not have it. It's not going to be the easiest way. But I feel like I'm seeing somebody that's like running around making phone calls, trying to get things together and like having a hard time finding supplies. And it's like coming, figuring out like what is the word? Is it Jesus. I can't think of it. Is it MacGyvering? Is that a thing, right? Where you're like, all right, we're going to take this and this and this and we're going to make this out of it. And it's like, it works, right? I feel like that will be the type of situations, if any, where you're finding yourself lacking what you need, you'll be able to figure it out. And every time you have an experience like that and you make it through, the amount of growth that happens for you and the amount of security and belief that grows within inside yourself is phenomenal. And it's just going to keep happening over and over. And when all is said and done, remember my little whisper about a resume pattern, I feel like you have a lot of opportunities that come to you because you kept your head in the game, kept cool, and really did some awesome things during a time of crisis. And that is not going to be forgotten. And that is going to be seen by others. Hathor, right? Receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This increases your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. You are going to be receiving a lot of downloads. I'm hearing, do not be afraid of how these downloads come in. I think some of you, okay, I don't want to say that. Some of you are going to be uncomfortable, physically uncomfortable with the way these downloads come in. I can tell you from experience, sometimes heavy downloads can be very physically uncomfortable. And I always joke, like, if I didn't know that that's what was happening, I would think I was having some sort of medical, like, issue. But you need to be open to receiving them. You will have intuitive pulls that this is a download and that this is not some sort of, issue medically. You may feel a lot of pressure. I'm hearing like in the center of your head where your third eye is, or the crown, like you're feeling like something's pushing energy inside of you into your head, like literally feeling that. You also might feel pressure or heat on your back all of a sudden, like information is also being pushed into you that way. You might feel them both at the same time. So they're wanting you to make sure that you aren't afraid when those moments happen. They're nothing that's going to last any length of time where you should be, maybe checked out or something like that. But it can be a little unsettling if you're not aware of what's happening. Besides that, though, you need to be very receptive of messages that you are getting in an intuitive way and not shove them down as being silly or stupid or, wishful thinking or whatever they be. Like, really listen to them, making sure you're using your discernment. So you're not listening to fear, but you're listening to intuition. And I've said this 100 times, so I'm sorry if you've heard me say it a million times, but there's going to be new people watching this. Intuition versus fear. Intuition is, You left your keys on the kitchen table. Or not your keys, let's do your phone. You left your phone on the kitchen table. You walk out to your car, you get in, you get all set up to go, and you realize you left your phone. And you realize it's on the kitchen table. So you go out and you get it. There's no emotion with that. There might be after you realize it, oh crap, right? Or, oh my God, I have to hurry up. But when you have that moment, that exact moment of, I left my phone on the kitchen table, it's just known, downloaded information. You know it. When you have something that comes in that's based out of fear, you get, oh my God, what if I run and get in a car accident? Oh my God, what if it's, what if, I don't even know. I can't think of something right now that's like negative like that. But you have fear attached to it. It doesn't come unknown and then the fear hits, because that can happen. But it's before you even get going, you're afraid, and then all of a sudden a thought will pop in. So you have to learn how to decipher between fear and intuition, and the way you do that is slowing down the reaction time when you get information and really seeing, where is the emotion with that? Is there any emotion? Did the emotion come before the information, or did it come after? And if you can figure out what's happening, you'll be able to know what is intuition and what's not. And that takes time, and that takes practice, and it takes meditation. And it's not something that comes, easily to many people. So it's something that you have to work on. So allowing yourself to work on that during this process. But I do believe most of you are going to be very busy with other things. Okay, let's get one last message. God, I was trying to do like quick 10-minute things, and now we're already 15 minutes in. Oh. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns healing, rewriting the future. Rewriting the future. That is what stands out there. You are changing the future. You are rewriting it so we can all start on a new page. You are wiping out the ancestral patterns of behavior. And I just heard like addictions and things that you clung on to in the past, and things that your ancestors had clung on to in the past. And you are changing that script for the future. So you are the high priestess, group high priestess. And how are you being called to step up and lead? So that's going to be your reading, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like to see over this time period. If you have any special reading requests, let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day whenever this reading does find you. More than likely, you're going to be a little anxious because of how I titled it, which is just how I was guided to title it. But things are going to change, and they are going to get better, and you are going to be a leading role in why that happens. So congratulations and thank you. All right, guys. So I will see you next time. I hope you have a good day. Okay. Bye. Hello, group 3, or birthing in. Nope, this is just birthing a new age, not birthing in. Birthing a new age. So welcome to your reading. Before I get started, I want to give the big disclaimer that I gave the other 2 groups. And I give you guys always, but I'm just making it more dramatic right now because of what's going on and the type of reading this is. It is not my desire to create any anxiety or stress or make you feel worse than what you're already feeling right now. So if anything that comes out in this reading makes you anxious, which hopefully, the readings have been very positive. So hopefully not. But if anything it does trigger something within you, I want you to click out of the video immediately. Jump out of it. That is making sense. But click out of the video immediately. I don't want your view. I don't want to make you feel bad. That is not what I'm here to do. But I am here to give messages to those that have to get these messages. I didn't even want to do this reading. I really didn't. I resisted it for about, I think like a week and a half since I got the initial download that I needed to do it. So there's somebody that needs to hear this. And if it's not you, please don't take it. Please leave the video, okay? So let's go on. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And that is what I believe is happening right now. And that is something that most of the, the spiritual people that I'm sure you listen to, it's what I've been saying. We've all been saying there's a big change coming. A lot of us were predicting around 2020 is when it would really be collectively known that change was coming. And we are here. So, birthing a new age, you are part of that. You were part of this. Was, whether you realize that or not, especially the new people that are landing on this video and never have even seen tarot pick a cards, or at least not this type, you're holding an energetic level that is helping bring up humanity as a whole. We are all connected. We're like a big switchboard. And whenever one little thing lights up, the things next to it light up, and everything else lights up. Kind of like a virus, right? Except this is a virus of awakening. And you came here, you incarnated here to help wake up and lift up others' energetic levels, and to bring the planet up as a whole, and the human collective consciousness up as a whole, so we can see clear, so we can see past some illusions and understand things better, and understand that we are not divided. We are connected, and this virus shows us how connected we are. So, breathing in a new creation. And I'm not saying that this virus is like a good thing, but it shows us how connected we are, good and bad, and how much we need each other. Because guess what? If the whole world can't work, that means that nobody is able to do what they're needing to do on their financial way. If the whole the whole world is sick, or people are sick, that means that they are spreading it to other people. We are all connected. It's not about you and me, or you versus them versus you, or whatever, because the weakest link is pulling us all down. So there's that. All right. Where's my cards? There they are. Let's see what else is going on for you guys. And let me clarify that, because I feel like there's going to be, especially since there's going to be a lot more people at home, a lot more eyes on YouTube, a lot more people that are not into this, that probably click on it thinking it's some stupid crap, listening to that. I don't mean remove the weakest link. I mean that you create a stability that you're able to pull that weak link chain up with you. Okay, so normally I wouldn't clarify that, but I just get the feeling that I might have some eyes on here that aren't on the same vibe as the rest of my subscribers and my continual viewers. Repetitive, what is the word I'm looking for? Repeat viewers. Sorry guys, as you know, some of you, I'm a natal Mercury retrograde kid, and my Mercury's in the 12th house, which is why I'm good at what I do, but sometimes speaking is difficult. Anyway, let's continue on. Group 3. Unity. Come on, guys. Unity. What's my whole rant about? How we're all connected. How it's not just you. It's not you versus me. That shit's over. This is the age of Aquarius. I know people talk about it's coming in 1,000. No. Bullshit. It's here. It's been here. We've been telling you it's been here. We've been telling you it's coming. It's birthing. It is here. Unity. Do the right thing for the right reason. And some of you are being called to do the right thing for the right reason. Others of you are being congratulated for doing the right thing for the right reason. And to continue to stay on that path. Now we have 5. 5 is a number of change. 5 is a number of challenges. 5 is a number of growth. Things are changing, and we are unifying. This is the age of Aquarius. And what serves you, if it doesn't serve the collective, is not going to stand as firm as it has in the past. It is time for the me phase to end, and to look at this new world that we are trying to bring in. Okay. I know I'm really talking weird compared to how I normally talk, but I'm channeling a shit ton more than normal, and I feel I'm like burning up hot. I'm not sick. I'm burning up hot just from like when I started this reading. It's going to stop as soon as I'm done. But there's so much channeled information coming through to you guys right now, so if you're a normal follower and you're like, whoa, you sound really weird, that's whenever I'm channeling, guys. So it's weird for me, it's different. But the King of Spring, oh my god, innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical, So we have a financial windfall, leadership skills that are needed now, an unsuspected supporter of your cause. Now, financial windfall, yes, maybe that may come, but I have been warned regarding this reading before I started it to not really focus on finances or material things in this reading. What I feel like this King of Spring really to me with that innovative side note there is representing this Aquarian energy. And there's something about this image to me that just screams Aquarius. So, this is a time when a lot of new things are going to be coming up for you. This is a time where I feel you are going to be, like, I'm getting this sense that you're really going to be drawn into your soul family, to your soul tribe. And there's going to be somebody that comes into your life. They might already be in your life, but you just might be seeing them in a different way, that is really supportive of what you're going through during this time and what you're wanting to do, because I feel like you get an inspiration to do something, to take action, to change. And I feel like this is involving the collective and how to unify it. There's going to be somebody there that supports you. So let's say you are wanting to unify the collective by starting your own YouTube channel because you are channeling information and you want to get it out there to the world, right? You might have a bigger channel see your work and take you under their wing and recommend you out. Let's say that you are really wanting to give back to the community that you're in somehow in a physical way, and you might meet somebody that gives you the opportunity to volunteer or some sort of position where you can do that, where you're not just stuck maybe at home or whatever ends up happening for you during this time period. So there's somebody that is coming into your life or are maybe already there that is going to be helping you achieve the goals that you're personally wanting to achieve. But that goal is somehow giving back to the collective as a whole and helping unify people. This might be particularly having to do with elderly people or children as well. So let's see, one more card from tarot, please. Nine of Autumn. Reward yourself with all your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. I do feel like you guys, at the end of the day, when this is all done and things start to return to a sense of normalcy, because it's not going to be normal. Things are not going to be the same going forward from this, guys. Things are changing for good. But when this is said and done, I feel like you have a lot of positive things coming for you. I feel like you have a strong sense of self, a strong sense of what priorities really matter, a sense of direction and where you're going and where you need to go and how to get there. And I feel like when you started this journey, which I'm almost certain a lot of you that aren't just new to this started this journey, your spiritual development and awakening a while back. It's like a real like whatever you think you know about yourself right now will be much different at the end of this. That's the best way I can put it. And for those of you that are clicking on this and not into this stuff, welcome to your spiritual awakening, my friend. Well, welcome. Enjoy the ride. You have a group of people. You can join my Facebook groups. You have people that have been going through this for 10, 20, some 30 years that have been in waking up. And so you're not alone. You're not going crazy. I think a lot of those people are going to be, as we all did, as we know, you go into a sense of isolation, regardless if that is government instructed isolation and you're around other people, but there is this feeling of being isolated and this deep inner work that comes with that. So if you are somebody that is new to all this and you have not had what you feel is a spiritual awakening, this is just me letting you know that it's a wild ride and you're really going through it during a difficult time for sure, but you'll be fine. We all got out the other end and we're much better and stronger for it. So all right, let's go on and get your last messages from the oracles. Ishtar, boundaries. So group 1 was boundaries card. If you were attracted to the boundaries card, you might want to listen to that as well. But we have love yourself enough to say no to others, demands on your time and energy. So those of you, you might be I feel like this is more of a in the future sense, because you are stepping into some sort of role where you're helping people come together, you're unifying them. Um, I, Over time, that's going to attract more and more attention to you, and you're going to have to lay down boundaries, because you have to remember that while this is a great awakening, there are still people that are going to be determined to stay asleep. And those people are, there are some of them that want to watch the world burn. That's what they want to do. That's what their conscious mind is seeking. And there's some people that don't have very good boundaries and are going to be very upset, and they're going to live in a fear-based state instead. And there's people that are just going to really be wanting help, that are awakening and confused. But you have to make sure you have good boundaries regardless of the situation the person's coming from, because if you're not okay enough, if your cup is not filled, you can't pour it out to other people. So like for myself, for instance, I get a lot of messages each day asking for help on a private level, and I have to say no. And it's not about money, it's not about, me not wanting to talk to people. It's about boundaries. It's about energy exchange. It's about me having to have a full cup before I can help anybody else. So that is something that you're going to be learning over this time too, especially if you are going through a new awakening. I think a lot of us in the spiritual community that have been through awakenings, many awakenings, we all have been there whenever something really big happens to us, or our first awakening, and we want the whole world to know. We want everybody to know how, everybody that's not awake, like, wake up, don't you see, don't you see? But that's just not how this goes. Everybody's on their own path, and you need to learn your own boundaries on what you're pushing onto other people, especially during this time. Okay? So that's why a lot of the time, the people that have been doing this for a while, or that have, kind of already processed through that part of their awakening, we don't push things on people. We live it. And if people want to know about how we live, then they can ask us. But we aren't pushing anyone to do or believe anything. I mean, crap. I still send my friends stuff, and I'm like, hey, just tell me how this makes you feel. And I'm not even going to say why I'm sending it to you. Like, you learn that it's not about waking everybody up and getting them to understand what's going on, and to see the truth, and to see their true potential and their power, and what's happening in the world. It's about doing it yourself and then living it, so other people notice it, and then they want to know what you're doing. And if they notice it and want to know what you're doing, making sure you only give them that energy when you can give it, so you're not empty. Because I have, in the beginning, oh my God, how much energy I gave away. I got run down. I got physically sick from doing it. It's not a game. Learn boundaries on both ways. All right, let's see. Vesta home. Your household situation is improving either through a move or healthy change in occupants. Oops, wasn't up there. I feel like I think a lot of you at the end of this are going to be moving, and it will be for the best. And this is a situation that's actually, I'm not going to say that because that's kind of ridiculous. This is a situation that has like a silver lining, because if it didn't happen, you may have not taken those leaps in order to make this move. And this can be a literal home. This could also be a job as well. For some of you, I feel like this is a relationship that might be coming to an end, that you were needing to come to an end. And maybe you're, that person is now having to work from home. You're having to work from home. And it's like, we can't be together anymore. Like, you really get that final urge of like, this is not gonna work. And you're changing your home situation in the future. But others of you, I think you're finally getting the opportunity to take that leap. And go where you're wanting to go where your soul is calling you to go. All right, last bit of advice, please. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. If you are incarnated on this planet, no matter how asleep you are or how asleep you were, you've been training to be here at this time to handle all of this shit and handle the amount of light you're carrying. because this is not, there's levels to this shit, and this is a high level experience. You've had many lifetimes to prepare yourself for these moments. You've had many lifetimes to prepare yourself to awaken to this level. So don't be afraid. I just think a lot of you guys are fresh out of the, well, let me just see what this might be about. And then bam, your whole world just blows up. And so if I'm, please let me know if you are new and that ends up happening to you, because I love to hear it whenever my reading ends up doing that to somebody. And I'm going to warn you guys with this one. I've gotten a lot of messages from people that will say, hey, I don't mean to sound crazy, but I listened to your reading and then all of a sudden I got this really warm sensation over my whole body and I just felt very tired and I laid down and had like a really weird dream and I don't know if that sounds crazy. Like literally I get that message once a week. So I feel like this, and particularly group 3, you guys may be getting, I might be transmitting downloads to you right now. I don't know how I do it, so I can't do it on purpose. So don't email me asking me if I can transmit you something. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. But I think some of you might be having, you know what I was talking about, these awakening things and the physical reactions to it. And don't be afraid. Just write it out and see the thoughts that come to your head and see how you see things differently. And you don't need to look. You're going to start seeing numbers. You'll start having, synchronicities all over the place. If you don't know what that word means, Google it. I'm not going over that right now. But this is what you've been training for. And if you're asleep, it's time to wake up. So that's going to be your reading. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know what you guys would like to see during this time period. I am going to go back to the more fun readings, stuff about your guys' personality or, who you're interested in, things of that nature. But if you have anything specific you would like to see, make sure you let me know in the comments below. And I do hope you have a good day whenever you are watching this. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to catch my next reading. All right, I'll see you guys next time.